Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing this super fun, very spooky season-esque pumpkin, half pumpkin face, I don't know, pumpkin queen, I'm not sure, whatever we want to call it. That is what we're doing today. We're going to create this sort of look. We have a wig on, we've got a contact lens in, it's all a go here, and I just thought it was really fun. This look is actually inspired by a TikTok filter of all things, because I would go through sometimes and put the filters on my face and then screenshot ones that I think were really cool for inspiration. So this one is definitely inspired by a TikTok filter, and I've been waiting to do it this whole spooky season because I'm just like, I want to do something like a bit more extravagant, say like my Bella Dimitrescu that I already done, but more classic Halloween sort of vibe. And this is the one I chose, so I am loving this. I think it's so fun. It's going to be a nightmare to take off, and I literally have to take it straight off because I have to go to bed for work. Just a pre-warning for this video, this is a bit of a jumpy jump sort of video because I'll show you certain steps, but then I might jump to another step because this took me a very long time to do. The shading alone took me 30 minutes, so yeah, you can kind of guess how I was feeling at that point, but I'm very happy it's done. It's all done now. All I have to do now is take my photos and finish this intro, and then we're all good to go. But just a pre-warning with that, it's not like my normal videos. It is very late at night. I'm a little bit delirious because I'm very tired from work and my back is sore, but here we are. I do this for you guys and myself. I do this for myself. I'm feeling myself right now. This is so fun. Just before we get into the actual tutorial for this look, my Instagram is linked down below. I post all lip gloss, eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks, and my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both of those a follow. So that is it. That is our intro, and this is the face we will be creating today. I think it's so fun. It's definitely something you could wear to a fancy dress up in pumpkins or something like that, or just all in orange and black, and you are good to go. I think it's very fun. So let us get into our pumpkin face tutorial. Okay, so we are here. We have got nothing on except moisturizer and a little bit of glue stick to kind of glue down my brow. I'm not fully covering it because I'm going to put an orange on top anyway. But what we're going to start with is a good old trusty brow pencil. This is just a Makeup Revolution one. It doesn't have a oh, it does medium brown. I got it in an advent calendar. It's a touch too dark for my eyebrows. I can get away with it, but I'm going to use this to map out my shape. And as I said in the beginning, this is inspired by a TikTok filter that I screenshot on my own face and ages ago, and I was going through and I was like, oh, I do a little classic pumpkin, but like a half pumpkin face. So I have the reference photo up ready to go and my brow pencil, and I'm just going to map out the general shape. So it's kind of going to be like that much of my face, like most of it. This bit is going to be just like a regular, slightly glam-ish eye. Obviously contact lenses as well, all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to map out the outside shape, and then I'm going to pinpoint all my kind of areas where I need shaping, and then we'll go from there. I don't know where to start with this. Where do I want to start with this? Up here, I'd imagine. It's kind of going to go. It's a good thing about using a brow pencil is you can kind of go over and make sure your shapes are right. Comes out a little bit more there. And then once I go in with like the black and everything like that, it's gonna map out properly. And all these like little nodules I'm going to extend a little bit more with the black as well. It's weird, normally I do like this bit with all my foundation, but I kind of just want to try mapping it out on the bare skin first, and then we can kind of fill in all the bits. I might do this bit first and then we'll do this section just so I have this done and ready to go. And if you don't like something, you just wipe it away. It's great. And I might shade my neck. I'll see. I might not. I'm not too sure yet, but I'm definitely going to bring this all the way under my jaw. Okay, so now I think I'm going to start drawing in the shape of the nose, just so I have like an idea of how large I want this to be. Not very, but it is going to kind of like come up in the middle. There'll be a lot of shading in between this part and just around my nostril. Two little kind of twiggy bits at the top. It's the mouth bit that's gonna really drive me bananas. It's always the mouth part. Okay, so the eye comes to here. The mouth is just very, a lot of pointy bits, so I'm just gonna kind of try and, this one is kind of almost comes from here, so we're gonna like start mapping this down. Okay. I have a shape. I look crazy, but what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna do a quick little like glam on this side, in between all of these bits, which is gonna be very annoying to try and get in between all these nice bits, but some sort of glam face to kind of balance out all this Halloweeny stuff on the other side. Okay, so I have just a kind of halo eye with orange shades. I use a mix of Glaminatrix shadows, Makeup Geek shadows, Nomad, the Witch City Salem palette, which I showed at the beginning of the month as well. Just a pretty basic sort of, I'll have all the products listed down below anyway. So now onto the pumpkin side. So I actually had got a whole set of these, I bought them myself, and I got the Spectra bases from Glisten in the entire set of 10. So I've got yellow, I've got orange, there's white, black, blue, well, dark blue, light blue, the whole rainbow, pink, red, green. Is that all the colours? Yes. And then there's a set of matching powders, face powders, which I also bought. So I'm so excited to finally play with these and see what happens. I don't know. So we're going to start for the foundation on the side of the pumpkin. I'm going to fill in all the areas that I want to orange, and then we can start working around highlights and shading. I'll do kind of the orange, the highlights, and I'll add the kind of more like dark black in on the kind of hollow areas of the face. So orange base, we're going to pop a little bit on the back of the hand. Just a pre-warning, these do stay in the back of my hand. I did kind of play a little bit with like a little bit of the colours on my face and I used the purple. It didn't stain, so I don't know. And I'm just going to take my Made by Mitchell ML by 2. It's like this kind of double-ended brush. It's got like a longer kind of flat side and a smaller flat side. I'm probably going to use this a lot in this look, but I'm going to use the longer flat side. What is that in that brush? It's paint. Happens a lot this time of the year. So I'm taking that and we are just going to go and fill in the whole lot of this kind of area. I'm using a small brush for this because I want, obviously, to get into all these little areas. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want now. I might have a half orange face going to work tomorrow. Who knows? But I've pre-warned everyone that I work with, and then I may have a half orange face. And this is where you can start to kind of clean up your line work a little bit. Like, it's going to be a bit more precise, obviously, when the black goes on, you can really perfect it then. But just kind of get, if there's any areas that you were like, oh, I actually don't really want that there, you can kind of go around that. Also, I feel like I'm going to have an orange streak around the edges of my hair on this side. My hair is blonde and it takes the colour very easy. So, like, I remember accidentally getting red lipstick in my hair. It was like on my nail or something like that, and I went like that. I had a red streak in my hair for a week because it just absorbs colour. Now my root's not too bad because that's like virgin hair, but down here, very porous on the ends there. I'm interested to see if this sets a little bit, this foundation as well. It seems like it does, so I'm happy with that. It'll make blending and doing all my other bits a lot easier. How is your spooky season going? I know that I asked that in so many of these videos, but sometimes it's a big jump between me filming and, you know, spooky season happening. So, have you watched any new scary movies? I still haven't seen The Conjuring: The Last Rite. Still haven't watched Weapons. I still haven't seen Good Boy, which is only out now as I'm filming this. But yeah, do let me know what kind of horror movies you have thought of or anything like that. But yeah, is there anything I watched Sleepy Hollow there not too long ago, which is one of my favourite movies. Classic spooky feelings. If you want the spooky vibe, that is a movie to watch. Loved it. Okay, so we have got the face on. We are going to go in and highlight now the areas that I want to highlight. So I'm going to take the yellow base now, which looks really pastel on camera, but it's actually not. It's more like highlighter yellow. And I'm going to take just a little bit of that at a time. I don't need too much because I'm only going to highlight certain points of the face. So I'm just going to take a little pencil brush from MAC, this is the 219S, and just so we have a bit of blendability but also a little bit of precision. And where are we going to go with this now? I'm going to go here. I'm still referencing my photo, but I'm just highlighting where I see fit. Because bear in mind there will be some shadows all around here, but I just want these higher points of light, if you can see that there. Because even if I highlight an area and then want to shadow it, that's fine. But I'd rather, it's much harder to highlight an area that is already shadowed. So I'm just making sure I hit all the points I want. I will say though, these bases are making my life so much easier. Obviously you can mix your shades up and things like that, but I kind of just like having this basic kind of orange and then highlighting with the yellow. It gives more of that pumpkin style. Oh yeah, we're making some progress here. It looks so flat over here. Now look at it. Oh yeah. And now we're going to kind of look a little bit more like pumpkin-esque because we're going to kind of fill in between the spiky bits down the bottom here, so you get more of that like rounded effect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the face. I'm going to set it with the matching powder. So I've got the orange and the yellow. We're going to start with the orange first just to kind of keep the orange going, and then I'll highlight again with the yellow. I'm not going to set the whole area with the orange, more so just those darker areas of orange, but I'll just add an extra layer of vibrancy where I want it. And then I'm just going like all around the edges, basically where that darker part of the orange is, well, where the actual orange is, and then the lighter parts I'll set with the yellow. They're very pigmented. Oh, I really like these. I like this set that I bought. I think it's going to be very useful for me in future spooky seasons, because I am planning next year already, not planning, but I have an idea of what I want to do. You let me know down below. This is an idea that one of my subscribers commented on before, and I've finally kind of thought of a way that I wanted to do it. So one of my lovely subscribers commented ages ago, probably a couple of years ago even, about doing like in my spooky season videos, or even just throughout the year, whenever I watch a horror movie, do a makeup look inspired by that movie and like a little mini review of that movie. So I've kind of taken that idea and I've kind of thought of something to do, especially for spooky season, but I might do it year round as well, depending on what kind of plans I have going. I am planning on doing like a movie review, movie kind of chat, horror movie chat, because it's one of my big passions in life is horror movies. I love them so much. I love talking about them. My boyfriend doesn't always like listening to me talk about them because I talk endlessly, and I'm one of those people that tells the same story over and over again. It's just the way I am. So what I'm thinking of doing is not even necessarily like inspired by the makeup, but in some cases it probably will be inspired by the makeup or by the movie, is doing a makeup look like this where I'm kind of chatting away and I will talk about said movie, go into detail, go into facts, especially if it's an older movie that I know a lot of facts about. I kind of want to go into that more. I can go through the plot points of the movie. It'd be like my own little horror movie review, kind of like a podcast, but doing makeup. Yeah? Does that sound good to you guys? Because I really like this idea. Obviously, I'm sure I'm not the first person to think about this, clearly. But I think it would fit my vibe on my channel quite well. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think? Because I've watched a lot of horror movies and I'm a big nerd about it. Anyone who knows me knows how much of a nerd I am about it. I, in fact, have my own spreadsheet where I track my horror movies because I'm just like that. And on my little spreadsheet, I've probably talked about this before as well, I have got like the movie name, the year it was made, the decade it was in case you're feeling a bit 80s, you just want to have a look at 80s movies because I can filter it down. It's got my rating, which is a 1 to 10 with decimal points like IMDb. It's also got the IMDb rating just to compare what I thought. And what else has it got on it? It's got like favorite kill, it's got the genre, if it's like vampire, if it's zombie, if it's slasher, that kind of thing. It's also got a note section because I'm such a nerd, and I leave my own little review on it as well, on my thoughts. I'm just one of those people. I just like to track my stuff like that. But on the list I've got, I'd say about 800 movies now. I have both ones I've seen and ones I haven't seen. Not everything is filled in, even the ones I have seen, because I don't, oh my god, my autofocus is going crazy because it doesn't know who it's looking at right now. I can just see it flashing. Yeah, so even the movies I have seen, I haven't written down anything on it because I haven't watched them recently since I've made this spreadsheet. So I'm also in the zone of a bit of a rewatch with certain ones. I mean, there's ones that are a given for me. I love watching multiple times. I will always watch The Exorcist, my favorite horror movie of all time. It hasn't got a 10 out of 10 on that list. This is just an interesting thing. It has not got a 10 out of 10 on the list because the beginning is quite slow. But the fear that invoked into me, and still invokes into me, her face terrifies me. I'll never probably be able to replicate that with any other movie. So the movie that I have got at number 10 is the only movie that has a 10 out of 10 on it, and I'm quite fair. I'm quite able to be quite subjective with the movies that I'm watching. I'm really good at watching movies. I can see what the vision is and where they're going with it, and then judge it based on that. But the movie that got a 10 out of 10 on the list is Jaws. Some people don't consider it a horror movie. I absolutely do, because I'm petrified of sharks. I know a lot of people are. But I definitely have galleophobia and thalassophobia. I've got both. There is not enough money in this world to get me into open water just paddling around. Absolutely not. Not enough money in this world. But obviously I will get into Jaws more in depth. But when I did rewatch it, oh my god, I was actually filming in my boyfriend's house. It was during like that stint of some of my September videos that I uploaded and August videos that I uploaded. And I stuck it on because I had it there downloaded. I was like, I might as well stick it on. And I rewatched it. And I was just like, I can't fault anything in this movie. Yes, I know the shark looks plastic. I get that. But for the time, and it does still terrify me regardless, I just haven't got a fault with it. Literally could not fault a single moment of that movie. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. But for me, no, I couldn't fault it. And I was like, this is my first 10 out of 10. And I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I did not know that was going to happen. I've seen Jaws 100 times. I watched it when I was 6 for the first time. It's probably one of the first horror movies I've ever watched. Okay, so now jumping into my yellow. Again, it looks so pastel. It's really not. And I'm going to take another kind of small stubby brush. This is just a Zoeva, what are you called? 110 face shape. Because it's kind of like a stampy kind of brush. And it's going to work for this area. So I'm just taking the yellow and we're just going over the yellow parts and blending that into the orange nicely. Okay, so now we're going to start with more shading. I'm going to use the shade Dark Roast from Make Peak, just a dark brown, just to start, get that going, and that'll be kind of blended down further, and then the black is really going to intensify those areas. I'm taking it on a 214 from MAC, just a small little smudgy brush. And we're just going to literally go and outline all of these areas. But just place your brush first where you want the colour to be most intense. So I want it right intense at the edge. And then literally from that area, flick inwards. Don't overdo the blend too much because you don't want to cover up too much of the orange. This area up here is quite dark, so I'm going to do that quite dark. And you can go back in with some of the orange powder now to kind of make sure your blend is nice and seamless. So this like kind of whole edge here is quite dark, and then we'll get a little bit more of a softer shading around the edges of everything else. Okay, I have returned. Quite a significant jump cut there to this face, because this shading took me, no joke, I would say 30 minutes just to shade it. Yeah, anywho, I'm quite happy with how dark that brown is, so I'm going to just see how it looks against the black when I do all these filling in bits, which I'm going to speed up so you can kind of see what we have going on. But my eyes look mental like this, by the way. We're going to see how it looks. Okay, so for the black, I'm going to use my Suva Beauty Hydra liner in grease. I don't even know if you can get these anymore, but Glisten do a black as well. I do have a half black, half white, but it's just easier for me to go in and out with this. And I have it, I might as well use it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that on that Made by Mitchell brush, but just the smaller side. And just swish it around, get a nice paste going. And I'm just going to start by painting that in all the areas that I want the black to be. Just get a nice even coating over everything, including my eyebrows. It's going to be fun to take off for work tomorrow. Okay, so I think the black looks unreal, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my L10 brush from Glisten Cosmetics. It's a really super fine skinny brush, and I'm going to take the shade Zest, also from Glisten Cosmetics, because it's kind of that yellowy orange shade. I'm just going to use this to highlight certain areas where I kind of have a highlight going, where that yellow is. Just little bits around the place. Not going to be the whole lot. I ain't outlining all of this, trust me. Just gives a little bit extra detail. I think it's going to look really cool in photos. And I actually think that's all the highlighting I want to do. I'm kind of looking, I'm like, don't really want to do too much highlighting with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off. I know it's been very choppy changey and just, yeah, I don't know. It's 12 o'clock at night and I'm still not done. So yeah, here we are. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off my eyes. I am going to pop a pair of lashes on, bit of liner, all that kind of jazz. And then we will come back and I'll show you the finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is our finished look. I love how this turned out. It's so fun, so cute. You could definitely do this and wear something like fun orange, just like pumpkins all over, and just be a little pumpkin queen. I'm loving it. I did do a contact lens and all that jazz. I put lashes on. We've got the wig on. I'm not going to go through everything I use because it's kind of a mix mash of a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to list everything down below with the lashes and the contact lenses, even the wig I got from Shein. Just something nice and simple and easy. And I just think it's really fun. I'm not really good at putting wigs on, so I always feel like they don't look right on me. If you have any wig tips, let me know. The wig is on, she's on, but I just don't know if it looks right on me. Or maybe it's just because I'm not used to seeing myself with different coloured hair, because I've only ever been blonde in my life, so here we are. So I want to know down in the comments below, what do you think of this look? Would you be a little pumpkin princess, or wear it as more of a scary sort of costume, do a full-on kind of bit of gore in there? You could definitely do that if you wanted to. I just want to do a little half face. It is currently 12:36 at night. Yeah, that's again dedication to the craft. But let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this look? If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, get me around to more people, and also let me know that you like the video, and I'll continue to do many more. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming. We are still in the middle, right in the middle of spooky season. It's so fun. I'm having so much fun, as you can tell. I painted myself like a pumpkin. I'm living my best life right now. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below. I post all the up-close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks. And my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both of those a follow. And we are posting for spooky season. I have such a backlog of spooky season stuff to post that like you're getting 2, maybe 3 posts a day here and there. Except today, actually, I didn't post one. I was in work and had a very, very hectic day in work, and then I had to do this. So we missed one today, but every other day there will be a post. Okay, so that is it. That is our little half pumpkin face. I love her. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.